Yes, Sir Archer. I obey.
Nothing happens to anyone that he is not fitted by nature to bear.
They call for you. The general who became a slave. The slave who became a gladiator. The gladiator who
Became
defied
fantasy
an emperor.
football champion.
Striking story. Now that people want to know how the story ends, only a famous death will do. And what could be more glorious than to challenge the Emperor himself in the great arena?
You would fight me?
Why not? Do you think I'm afraid?
I think you have been afraid all your life.
Unlike Maximus the Invincible, who knows no fear.
I knew a man who once said death smiles at us all. All a man can do is smile back.
Smile for me now, brother. Strap on his armor. Conceal the wound.
Lucius is safe.
Go to them.
Whoa. Wow. Anyone see that coming? Sure as hell I didn't. But fantasy football offers you a range of emotion, a range of feelings, things that you want to have happen that do, and then things that you don't want to have happen that also just ruin your day. Like Commodus, he needed something to happen, and so he got all of his guys to tie up Maximus, kind of in a cheap way, and then just stabbed him, and then they fought. I thought that was kind of weird. But anyway, your final week power rankings are here. We are in playoff mode, and I have a special message for everybody in this league. I want to congratulate everybody for making it this far. Everyone has played hard except for Nick, and he knows that. He knows that for sure. But I want to get in because this is going to be an abbreviated power rankings. We only have 4 teams left. We have our playoff seedings basically determined. Did Matt and Adam sync up like periods to make sure they don't face each other in the opening round? It seems like that's what they did. Is that going to pay off? I don't know. That's up to them to decide. A lot of times you pick and choose. It works, it doesn't. But, that's the fun in it. And, let's get on with it. So your first team, this is the team that I feel like has hung in there the most all season. He's had ups and downs. He's picked up players that were great. He's made trades. He's picked up players that didn't work out. The point is he's been the compass on this team, and I think it showed. Your number 1 team is Adam. It's pedigree. He purposefully lost this week. That's totally fine. I think it's a strategic move. He's been playing with a lot of strategy this whole year, and it's the one time that it looks like it may actually pay off. He's my 1 seed. I think he probably has the best chance of winning. Your next team is going to be Matt. Matt's got some powerful players on his team. Yeah, it looks like they didn't do so well this past week. He does have some flaws. What's going to happen with some of his players, going into the first round of the playoffs? When he faces your number 3 team, Christian's got a pretty good case for why he could actually win this thing. His quarterback is humming. His wide receivers are doing pretty well. Unfortunately, he just lost Chris Godwin. Tyreek Hill, we don't know exactly what's going to happen with him with his COVID situation. But he's made some good pickups. He's, hung in there. He overcame Derrick Henry. And we'll see where it goes. And then your final team is Silence of the Lambs, is Ali. It's the first time I've ever called him by his team name. He deserves it. He made it in. He's a new guy, and he showed us that maybe he, can hang. Has his team fallen off quite a bit? Probably. Dak Prescott's not playing very well, which does not bode well for Ezekiel Elliott and CeeDee Lamb. Alvin Kamara, I don't know what's going on with him, but he is getting back into shape. And Taysom Hill is submarining a lot of his production, but he's still very valuable. Gronk, I'm not actually going to go too much further into his team. But to be honest, this is all a pretty even race. I think all the managers have done a pretty good job. And I will just say for everybody out there, it was a pleasure. It was an honor. I think this year we had a lot of highs and lows with teams, and actually the teams that went out right in front in kind of a strange way kept that lead, which you normally don't really see, even though some of the teams were trying to crap the bed as hard as possible, and teams like me and Cameron and Tommy were raging back to see if we could, go in and steal one of their spots. Tommy would have made it if it wasn't for the big loss last week, which you saw in that Gladiator video. But to the teams that did not make it, and more so to the teams that did make it, it's never over. Because we don't give up. You never know what can happen on a week-to-week basis. You could start 2-0 and end up 2-14. You could start 7-1 and barely make the playoffs. Anything can happen any given week. And that is why we always keep fighting. We always keep persisting. We do what Pete did when he hung on to dear life and hung on to Stephon Diggs and fought his way back. Okay, we don't do what Nick did and give up entirely, but he was a good example for what you shouldn't do, is giving up. Because we saw what happened there. Whether he's going to be at the Capitol on the 6th, I don't know. He hasn't said that, if he would do that. Okay, but we find guys like Leonard Fournette. We find guys to trade for Deontay Johnson. We do what Tommy did and win out. Okay? Because we don't give up. And as they say in one of the great movies of all time, the night is darkest before the dawn.